Top 15 things all women first notice about men.
If you are brand new to our channel, we invite you to take a moment to subscribe. Just click on the lit red button as well as the gray bell. Why the bell? Well, it will let you know every time we post a new video.
15.
His shoes. Before even looking at how a man is dressed first, a woman will look and analyze a man's shoes. Men tend to allow their feet to get somewhat nasty, and to most women, that is an indication that the man may be careless, which is somewhat true. Realistically, if a man is wearing running shoes or sneakers with a suit, we will notice that right away and remember it. On the other hand, if a man is wearing tidy and nice shoes, a woman will notice it, because what is down below actually really matters, even though men may think they are just shoes. Those dirty sneakers should be put in the wash or done away with if you are looking to meet a woman while roaming the streets, because it will be noticed.
14.
His sense of style. If we must take care of our appearances as women, then so do men. We care about your overall look and your style sense, not if you are the hottest guy in the world. A man who takes care of his appearance can just as well be a Channing Tatum as Channing Tatum could. If a man is well put together from head to toe, meaning his clothes are clean and ironed, then he is certainly a heartthrob. No, we don't mean you need to be wearing designer clothes and look like an Abercrombie model. We just have a primal sense to see if a man is well put together. This says a lot about a man. This way, we can actually tell if you are still a boy or a real man, because a man who can put himself together when he dresses will choose that shirt that fits him correctly, rather than ill-fitted.
13.
His eyes. The eyes, Chico, they never lie. Remember when Al Pacino said that in Scarface? The eyes are the opening to a person's soul, and when we first notice a man, we notice his eyes, and we can see right through them. We pay attention vicariously to a man's eyes, because that is how we pick up on all the vibes being transmitted. If, for instance, you are looking down, we might get the sense that you are shy or not confident. If you are looking away, we will understand that you are not interested. And we will sure as hell notice if you have wandering eyes. Be careful with those. Look at a woman directly in the eyes and you are good to go. Remember, Al Pacino warned you. 12. His handshake. It has always been a little awkward to have a man kiss you on the cheeks upon the first time meeting, so we pay much attention to the handshake we receive. Whether it is a more professional meeting or networking, yes, we do analyze the handshake as well. Hands are just as important as feet, and if upon meeting, a man gives a woman a slouchy handshake, chances are she will be turned off. And a sweaty handshake is not excusable either, unless extremely shy and nervous. If a well-dressed man walks up to a woman and offers a firm handshake, then that is what is respectable, and what gets noticed. Do not crush our hands either though, we are not one of your boys.
11.
His mouth. This is not to be mean, but if a man wants a woman to even have the thoughts of her kissing him when first meeting, his mouth must be clean. We notice a man's mouth almost instantly. It is just a part of our Inspector Gadget instincts, and that gob is right away an indication of cleanliness. We notice when a man's lips are dry and crackly, just as much as we notice a cold sore on the lips, so chances are if we do not like what we see in the mouth area, we will not pursue a conversation. No woman wants to meet a guy the first time with smelly breath, chapped lips and a mouthful of ash. And that also concludes that she will probably not make the jump in kissing you. Advice: carry your pack of gum at the least.
10.
10. Who he hangs with. We even inspect the people who are around a man. Yes, we indeed do. Who you surround yourself with as a person says a lot about the person you are, and this applies to both species evidently. Whether it be at school, work or a night out at the bar, when we first notice a man, we also notice the people around him. If a man is with a woman, then that is a definite no-go, but if he is with his buddies, we could analyze deeply from afar. Do they look respectable? Do they look like gentlemen or immature little boys? How are his friends approaching others? These are all indications that women could take and conclude from when first noticing a man from afar. A woman will notice a man who seems dapper with dapper friends over a man who is with other men who seem like trouble.
9.
9. His voice. It is not just the words that a man speaks that women pay attention to, but a man's voice, specifically the tone of his voice. How a man speaks is quickly judged by a woman because it indicates how a man is, mostly a man's character. Picture a man first talking to a woman arrogantly and not allowing her to speak. Chances are she will walk away. Picture a man talking to a woman in a rapid and intense tone. Chances are she will also walk away. Now, picture a man who is calm, soft-spoken and wants to hear what the woman has to say. Chances are the woman will stick around. Tone speaks volumes about respect. The words a man says and his tone show whether he is a true gentleman.
8.
8. His grooming style. This one is not even debatable. Grooming is vital. It should automatically come along with every man. No, we are not asking you to spend 30 minutes on your hair every morning, but just taking simple care of your hair, skin and facial hair. If a man's beard, eyebrows and hair seem out of control, we will decide for you that you are not in control of those aspects and could not care less of how you look. However, if we first notice a man who is keeping his face in best form, then it means that man is taking care of himself and cares about what he portrays. Having a beard is also not an excuse for laziness. It should be trimmed and not have food lingering in it, please. This is not to say a man needs to have the face of a Hollywood star, but just a well-maintained face.
7.
7. His body language. Actions speak louder than words. A man may be good with words, but his body movement speaks volumes. A man's nonverbal communication needs to be in check as much as the words he speaks. We notice these things. As much as a man may be engaged in conversation, his body movement must follow and be just as engaged. A man's body language must be open. If a man is crossing his arms or tilting his head, we notice the non-interest. If a man is smooth with his words, then his body language should be just as smooth. A smile is just a smile if the body movements and gestures do not match, so we will not even consider the beautiful smile upon first impression. Watch out, we notice the slightest things.
6.
6. His smell. This one needs to be jotted down immediately by all men, because if not, all the above entries will not even matter. Your smell, guys, is exactly what you need to nail on this list. We do not ask for much, just deodorant, aftershave and a few dashes of cologne. This is how we ultimately decide if a man has potential, unless it is after the gym. That is the only excuse we will accept. If a man walks by a woman and smells great, chances are she will turn her head twice. However, if a man walks by a woman, and a woman gets a whiff of terrible smelling pits, she will walk away like she is the road runner. Every woman loves and notices a man who is well dressed, and that smells just as great.
5.
5. His smile. A smile is captivating. Therefore, it is an important asset to have. Across the room, the first thing a woman will notice on a man is his smile. A man who is smiling is one who is approachable. A man who is smiling stands out against all the men around him who are not. When a woman walks into a room looking for a man with potential, she will look for a man who is glaring his pearly whites and laughing. That indicates that the man has a good sense of humor and knows how to have a good time. Flashing a smile at a woman is like waving from a distance. Without the wave, she will know right away that you partake an interest in her. You will have a woman all over you in no time with a confident smile and eye contact on lockdown. 4. How he moves on the dance floor. If a man walks into a club and wants all eyes on him, then he better know how to move on the dance floor like Patrick Swayze or John Travolta. Standing in a bar or club surrounded by other men and just hanging out at the bar will not make a woman notice you. Neither will a woman be impressed if you try to get up behind her without her consent. The way a man boogies says way more than you think. Firstly, a woman will instantly be attracted. Secondly, it usually indicates that the man is good in the bedroom. We do not want a man who will grab us from behind and expect us to move. We want a man who will twirl us around and literally sweep us off of our feet and makes us feel like we are Baby from Dirty Dancing.
3.
His posture. All the great men in history stood tall and straight, want to catch a woman's attention, then stand up like the greats. What is meant by posture is the way a man carries himself. If a man is talking to a woman and is slouching, it is noticeable, and if a man stands straight up with confidence, it is just as noticeable. To break it down, women like men who are confident and strong, and not cocky. A good posture is what helps a woman differentiate between arrogance and confidence. Standing tall in a room shows that a man is sure about himself, and all women want a man who knows how to carry himself around in a crowded room.
2.
His accessories. Having access to so much technology nowadays, women have become a bit more specific at what they look at when first meeting a man, assuming a man knows how to be stylish because of social media. What does this mean? Women now look past the way a man is dressed, but how men accessorize. Many women men's accessories before they even notice his shoes or what he is wearing. The arm candy catches their eyes first. Women look for what they love in men. If a woman loves wearing watches, then she will specifically look for that in a man as well. And of course, if a woman notices what you are wearing, then she will also notice what jewelry you are wearing along with other accessories like sunglasses and hats. Who does not notice a man with nice sunglasses? Men, are you getting the vibe? 1. How he walks into a place. Some women would crawl across the floor for a man who walks in like he owns the room. The way a man walks into a room says a lot about his character, because no one wants a man who walks in a room like a wooden puppet. Just the way men notice women walking into the room exuberating confidence, so do we. A man who walks in like the world is in the palm of hands will undeniably turn heads. Why? Because it shows the man cares about how he appears in public. It indicates that the man is sure about the person that he is. Remember, we are not talking about cockiness, but rather confidence, boys. If a man can walk into the room and immediately grab a woman's attention, the other people in the room will not even matter. You got her eyes on you already from the get-go.
Yeah.